Um, what do I think Sally's? What do I think the fate of Sally will be um, after Genesis? Well, honestly, I can't really say what I think the fate fate of the character of Princess Sally Acorn will be because a lot of people have given their opinions already. I mean, some people that I've talked to on several of the message boards feel that Ian Flynn is going in the direction that a lot of them don't want him to go in, and that's killing off the character. Now, there have been, from what I understand, some fans that do like the character and are willing to accept, they're actually willing to accept, some fans, from what I understand, accept her death if what happens to her is done in a heroic, sacrificial way. But the only problem with that is the most recent description, essentially for the first issue of 2012, says that she has fallen. Now, that could mean many things to many fans, longtime fans, fans that like her, fans that don't like her. It could mean a lot to a lot of fans. So I can't really say what I think the fate's really going to be. I mean, I've come out and said to myself that, and I've even said this on YouTube, I've said this at various sites, I'm willing to accept possibly the fact that she could be gone. I mean, would I be upset about it? Yeah, because I've been a fan of the character since the cartoon and since the beginning of the comic. So yeah, I would be upset about it. I mean, I've come out and said this, and I'll say it again. When Endgame happened in '97, I was upset that Ken Penders was going to kill her off until I read the last issue in that anniversary, in that story arc that led to the 50th issue, and I read the end of the 50th issue and I saw that she was alive and she was well. But yeah, when I first thought she was dead, I was upset, But you got to remember, at a time, I was in high school. Still. I was about going into my senior year, believe it or not. It was around '97, so I was going into my senior year. But yeah, I was mad at that time. So I honestly think, in my opinion, right. So honestly, I think, in my opinion, that I may not be the only one that could probably accept her fate, if that happens, because I'm I'm older now. You got to imagine, I was like 16, 17 years old. I was actually 17, 18 years old. Still a little young in the mind. Still kind of like a kid at heart, and still a big time fan, which and a huge fan at the time, and I still am. But the thing is, you got to remember, that's like 15 years ago. So, but the thing is, would I be upset if she was gone? Yes. Like I said, I would be upset they killed her off, but I wouldn't be upset to the point that I'd be willing to quit the book. I'd be willing to unsubscribe. What would my reaction be? Now, my reaction, however, what it would be, I should say, if they turned her into a temporary villain or villainess, which is another road a lot of fans seem to think that Ian Flynn's going to take her down. I think it might be quite interesting, because the way I looked at it is the fact that I think what could happen is it would show, storyline-wise, if you want to try to be realistic, that not even the good guys that try to be good, that try to fight for what's right, are indestructible or invulnerable to becoming evil. So that I could accept as well, because it would be interesting to see where they would go with it. Another, the other thing I can think of is her being roboticized, and legionized, which would basically, like I say, go down that same track of being turned into a temporary villainess, just to see where they go with it. But the other thing that I've thought of recently, is possibly her ending up, having to give up everything, her and her family having to give up everything just to have, find a way to stop Eggman. So I really, honestly, can't really say what her fate will be, because it's kind of up in the air right now. I mean, some descriptions say give you an idea of what's going to happen one way, and sometimes they don't. The cover previews give you a description that's not, the covers obviously don't match the description somewhat, so because they don't give no clear answer. They always have like question marks on them, so I can't really say whether we're going to see an evil Sally, a dead Sally, a roboticized, legionized Sally, which falls under the evil, or we're going to see a beaten Sally, someone that mentally has been beaten, mentally has been beaten and has fallen and just doesn't know what to do anymore. So I don't know what we're going to see, and I don't know what the fate's going to be, but all I can say is just have to stay tuned, and as they say in the Sonic Grams to a lot of the fans, just to stay tuned and just keep reading and see where we go from there.